Hey, what's up, guys? I haven't talked to y'all in a minute, and it's been a while. I've been on a sabbatical from Facebook, Instagram, all social media, even my podcasting, because I needed to concentrate on what God has for me and my family in regards to ministry, in regards to marriage, in regards to me being a father or a dad, rather. And I just want to talk to y'all guys very briefly um, about taking sabbaticals. A lot of times we are in a generation where we are glued to our phones, if you will, and I think that is a little bit unhealthy. I don't think I really know it's unhealthy. I just want to let y'all know there's so many other things we can put our minds into that we can be able to have information or gather information for our lives. We used to read books, and don't get me wrong, I'm willing to admit, even myself, I didn't like reading books. I didn't like reading books. I didn't like, studying. I was just not a school type of person. But I realized that there is a principle behind reading, gathering information, studying, is that this is how we are able to get correct information by using our discernment from whatever the author is speaking. And we able to transfer that into our hearts and our minds so that we can be able to absorb what is rightfully so that we need to be able to learn. And I just want to let y'all know that there is a reasoning or a reason for us to, you know, go and read and studying certain things, because it's not all about gathering our information, even though there's a lot of information out there to uh, on the social media plight to go ahead and gather information. But to be all honest and real, I want you to go ahead, pick up a book, preferably the Bible, and I want you to really study some hard hitting subjects that you was like, you know what, I'm really going to take my time this month and I'm really going to study the whole book of Lamentations. Or Lamentations is one of the most complicated books in the Bible. Just study Lamentations, or study the book of Psalms, or study the book of Isaiah, whichever book, and just study a particular chapter in the Bible or not chapter, but particular book in the Bible, and really study it and become I don't want to say an expert, but be adequate in knowledge to understand those books and how they relate to your life, how they relate to others, how they relate to those who you coming across and who you may minister to. These are the things that I want you to have in that mindset of yours, that when you start reading these books, that you're able to read these books and say, you know what? I gathered this information about how I can deal with myself as a human being. How I can be a better spouse? How can I be a better parent? How can I be a better child for my mom or my dad? But how can I be a better person? And that's what I want you to do. Because I want to tell you why. I've noticed when I was on social media a lot, I started looking at other people's profiles. Excuse my back is scratching. But I look at other people's profiles and they become distractive. And don't get me wrong, we all there, especially if it's something positive. Hey, support it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't look at mine, don't look at anybody else's or whatever. But what I am saying is that we need to get to a point where we are building ourselves instead of being spectators of others, so that we can build off others in the sense of we just take whatever they got and we do this, but we're not studying ourselves of how to become better. We need to start really digging in the Word of God, really digging in some good self-help books, or digging into biographies of other people, learning about their history, about their pain, about their issues, about what they dealt with. And we need to start studying. We need to start getting involved and gaining more knowledge, and then it will be applied, and then that become wisdom, and then we can use that discernment to go ahead and figure out where it's going to be fit for our particular life, so we can be able to do better in our own. So that being said, Facebook is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm posting it on Facebook right now, but we need to be moderate of how we go on Facebook. How we just, it's good to post something inspirational, but post it and forget it. I used to be so intuitive about what people had to say about me, what people had to say, or what people believe about me, because am I getting clicks, or am I getting dislikes, or is people really digging what I'm saying? But I realized something. My job as a Christian is to expose the information, to share the information, and that's it. As long as it's the right information, the right the right the right thing for people to hear and to see and feel, that's all I'm supposed to do, is just deliver it. And my job is not for you to like me. My job is not for you to go ahead and embrace me. I want you to like me. I want you to be there in support of what me and my wife and my family are doing. I want you to be in support. But if you're not, you're not. And that doesn't bother me. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job to inspire you, to lead you in a certain way, and so that you won't be able to be led astray. And that's what we're supposed to be focusing on doing. So when you go on Facebook, I want you to take on this challenge. I got a challenge called a sabbatical challenge. And this might, upset Facebook, but to be honest, I think it would be a betterment for just human beings in general. And I want you to take a sabbatical off of social media. Excuse me. I want you to take a sabbatical off social media, and I want you to focus on, like I said, a book in the Bible. Study that book. And I want you to go ahead and gather the information, discern it, and I want you to apply it in your life. And then I want you to become not maybe an expert, but be adequate in the information of knowing what you understand, and be able to apply it and share it with others by the next following month. I want you to do that. I want you to take yourself off the distractions of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the social media sites. And I want you to focus on you. Not you being selfish, but you being better. You being at a point where you can upgrade yourself. Go focus on school. Go focus on trying to come up with a business plan. Even if it takes you a whole month, come up with a good business plan. Go to a point of fasting a whole month about, God, how can I be a better husband? Read about books. Go read Love Dare. That's another good book about marriage and a devotional book. Have a whole devotion. Go ahead and get something or do something that's going to betterment yourself, so that you can be a betterment to others. That's just my encouragement to you. I love y'all, and may God bless you.